Hi, I'm Chuck, KK6USY. Welcome to Ham Radio Ventures. Yeah, I did it. I still don't believe I did it. I sold my 991A, guys. I really love that radio, and I still do. So no big drama. The only thing I wanted to do was try a newer Yaesu radio, and for the price, I chose the FT710. And now I did get the AESS model with the speaker, and I'm kind of glad I did. Right now, this radio sells. This is, I think today's date is 11/25/23, and at this time, the price of this radio is anywhere from $800 to $900 from HRO. Other vendors may have the same prices, but they seemed, when I looked, they had the best price. Now, the $800 version doesn't come with the speaker. It comes with a strap. I chose to go with the speaker. If you look at the Yaesu speakers or Icon speakers, they're all over $100 usually. And it was about $100. Well, it was pretty much exactly $100 difference. I have to tell you guys, I talked to the Yaesu guys. I bought this at Pacificon. I talked to the Yaesu guys for quite a while to make my decision between this and the FTDX10. Yes, the FTX10 is a hybrid version. This one is more like a 7300 Icon Products. It's full SDR, no super heterodyne for the front end. And I have to say, I really like it. So what I'm going to do here, first of all, is I'm going to show you guys the front, the top, the back, the sides of the radio, show you the extra speaker. Then we'll go inside. What we're going to do, go through some of the stuff. This is not a deep dive, guys. I've only had this for a few weeks. And in those few weeks, I didn't have it set up the whole time. I have two different radios that I'm working with right now. I have a Hermes Light 2, and I really like that radio also. But this is going to be my take it camping, take it POTUS, stuff like that. Places where I can drive to and still have 100 watts easily. Now let me just tell you a few things, the reasons I did decide to go with this. I wanted to go with something with their new architecture where their receivers they're rated like in the top 4. I think this is number 4 in the Sherwood test. Now the Sherwood test doesn't tell everything about a radio, guys, and I don't that's not why I buy it. I like the screen. The screen on this is the same size as the screen on the 7300 and more. It does a little bit more, and some people might like this, some people might like the 7300 screen. I really like this one. It seems sharper to me. I have a 705 also, same size screen. I'll show you it has 3 different main screens, and I'll show all 3 of those to you. The 3D thing, I'm sure there's some reason for it. I think from what I've heard in the past, it's more for contesters. It's not my bag, but the other 2 screens are really nice and really crisp. It seems a little crisper, a little more high resolution than, especially the 991. Believe me, guys, there's not a better radio than the 991 as far as a 100 watt, do everything. It'll do 2 meters, 70 centimeters, stuff like that. And I am hoping actually that Yaesu brings this radio out with a 2 meter, 70 centimeter eventually. I'm sure they will. That radio's been around for a while, and yeah, I still liked it, guys. The only other radio, you have a 7100. It doesn't have a screen, doesn't have a tuner. It's a little bit cheaper. I don't like personally for me, I didn't like the 2-piece part. I'd rather have the full box radio. To me, it's easier to take 1 piece than take 2 pieces. But other people think otherwise. Now, the only other radio in this class right now, at least from Japan, is the 705. 705 is a good radio. I like the radio. I think it could have been better. I don't like the fact that it didn't have an internal tuner. You can add that. You can use resonant antennas. You guys know all the stories on that stuff. The problem I have, and I've seen people say that, oh, it's a better radio than 991. All you have to do is add an amp because they're a dime a dozen. They're not a dime a dozen, guys. One of the cheapest amps you can buy is the Zygu, which is probably the best all-around one because it has tuner and everything in it. It's like $500 or $600. That only gets you HF. Now you need a 2 meter amp, and you also need a 70 centimeter amp if you want to do what the 991A did. Okay, so let me reset the camera, start showing you this radio and why I bought it. Let's get going. All right, guys, here's the radio with the extra speaker on. I measured it earlier, it's 12.5 inches. So it's still not as wide as my 3000, my FTDX 3000 that I have. That's my usual base radio that I use in the shack. So let's go through a few things. I'm going to take the speaker off so I can show you the sides. And I just wanted to give you a measurement of that 12.5 width, because usually the measurement you see on the website for Yaesu is more the just the radio itself. Okay, and basically to take this off, you just kind of lift it up and just kind of, you got to wiggle just a little bit because it's a good fit there. And there it comes off. If you see the sides of it, we'll just show you this first. Okay, we'll show you this first. If you see the sides, the screws go through here, and then it drops down and locks in. All right, it's got a short little cord, so it's not going to be something you can take and put too far away, but you don't want to make it work right. Let me just start at the top. Now at the top here, you guys can see this is the internal speaker here that works with the other speaker. You have a mode button. This one says Zen and Spot, split, clarifier, and noise blanker. Okay, that's the top. So they're easy to see when you're sitting in front of it, but probably not on the camera. Now on the front we have the power button over here, and this also functions if you hit it fast, like just click it like that, that locks your frequency. Nice feature. Now you have your tune button here. You have your Vox Mox, and then this is your headphones, and this is where the microphone goes. It comes with a different microphone. The microphone is the SSM75E. It's a little different than my my older Yaesus. Okay, we'll show that to you in a minute. Now here you have the function button. This gets you into the quick memories, and it also will get you into the deeper memories also. It has a lot more. This is very similar to what the 991 had, except it has way more info on the screen. You'll see that later. It has a bigger screen. And this one down here is a step. It does a few functions. If you turn this fast, it does like whatever steps you set the like 5 kilohertz, whatever you want to set it at, and it's a faster way of moving up and down the bands without having to put the fast, which is over here. Okay, that says fine and fast. I just leave it on fine and I use this one. The MV button, the VM button, AB, band, and the OMB. You have the narrow, and you have the narrow, it looks like narrow there, and the DNR over here. Over here you have the RF gain control. I'm going to show you this. Yaesu does it a little bit different. Yaesu and Kenwood do a little bit different. When you turn this down, it moves the SWR up, or it moves the SWR meter up. And what that's doing is you look at the signal strength that you have, and you set it just a hair below that, and it'll take out most of the noise. I'll demonstrate that later. And then you have your AF gain, which is your volume. I don't know why they don't call it volume. So that's pretty much everything on the front. And this says DSP reset down here. Okay, on the back of the radio, up the top left here, you have tuner and linear, and that's where you hook your amp into, or a tuner, an external tuner. You have the ground screw here. You got your external speaker, your RAM ALC. That's also a setting for your remote, or your ALC setting for your amps. You have a key, and you have the RTTY data plug here. You have your antenna port here. This only has one antenna port. It's only HF and 6 meters, okay? In the middle, you have the fan. Now, I've heard people complain about the fan because the fan does cycle even at rest when you're just listening. It's pretty quiet, guys. I don't know why people are complaining about it. Somebody, I guess they have to have something to, it may be a bug some people. Maybe their area is really quiet or something. I don't know. But it doesn't seem to bother me. I do hear it, but it's not a huge problem with me. So up on the top right here, this is your power cord, and it comes with a power cord also with the fuses. The below left here is a USB port, USB-A to USB-B. You can use this for hooking up for FT8 to your computer, or you can also remote control the radio with the optional SCU LAN 10. This one here is another USB-A. This is for a keyboard and mouse, or maybe even a combination keyboard mouse. I haven't tried that yet. And over here you have your external display plug, which is a DVI-D. It's not an HDMI, guys. It would be nice if they did HDMI, but nobody else does it except for Elecraft. All right? Let me go to the side of the radio here. On the side of the radio, now these don't come installed, but these are the screws. They have a little washer that's rubberized to give it that little stickish, I would call it, so it kind of sticks in there when you put it in. And these come in a package and you put them on yourself. It also has the bumpers here and venting. And then this is a SD card slot. This radio you can record yourself for like POTUS and stuff, but you can also record, and we'll show that how that works later. You can also record something like what you're hearing on the radio itself, okay? So that's kind of cool. I have tried it out. It works pretty good. I haven't tried to see if I could bring it into my computer and bring it into a video yet, but we'll see on this video. I will try it. The other side of the radio. It has two more screw holes. I think there's an optional strap that goes there, like a little handle. The Yaesus used to come with them. I guess they're cutting back a little bit there. It also has the feet so you can set it on end again. And that's if you wanted to set it like this. Okay guys, it comes with a really nice manual. Very well written and pretty much explains everything so you can actually understand it. I haven't had any problems looking things up. But typical Yaesu manual, okay? All right guys, here's the microphone. Let me show you this. So right here we have, this is what the plug that goes in. It's like a phone plug. Not my favorite, but it's what most manufacturers are offering now. All right, so here's the back of the microphone. Has a little hanger there and the model number. Has a few things here, but nothing important that you can't read later. On the top you have your up and down buttons right here and here. And that does your VFO kind of. And it does it in certain steps. I forget the steps it does it in, but we'll look at it later. Okay, right here at the bottom we have P1, P2, P3, and P4. Just the Yaesu insignia. And then on the side, you have your push-to-talk part. Comes on a stretchy cord. All right, let's move inside and see how this radio performs, guys. All right, if you see the top left of the speaker up here, that's just glare from my light, guys. I have right above that, up almost ear level, I have a extra speaker besides the one I'm talking on right now, and that will pick up the radio. So let me turn the radio on. You should see my call sign right below the Yaesu there. So this is one of the screens, and when I first started pushing buttons, somehow I got in the screen, couldn't figure out how, and basically there's an expand button here, which will bring it down to here. And then you have your multi button, oops, and that will give you a different one yet. I kind of like this one, but I usually do this one here most of the time. But and it also gives you the 3D. 3D is not my favorite, but I'm sure it works for some people. And I heard one time that it was kind of more contesters would probably like this, and you need to really fine tune this to get it to show up right. So we'll go back to multi for now. If you click the lock button up here, this is the on off button, but also a lock, and now I cannot move. And you see a lock comes up. I can't move anything. That also works on this one. It says lock also. So we'll turn that off. Hit that tune button there. I'm not going to tune it because I'm on top of somebody right now. Oh yeah, we're going to go out of this. Take the 3D. Take the 3D off. Okay. Now you have your headphone jack, your Vox and Mox over there. Also, I showed you all this stuff before. So let's bring the volume up and see if we can hear something here now. Actually, I'm going to we'll hit the band button and we'll go to 40. I'll switch antennas for you. Hear the noise go up there. That's because this is a doublet. Let's go down and see if I can find something that's just single discussion here. Oh, let's do this too. See, you can hit this. This one goes in 5s. Those guys quit talking. There we go. Now, if you see the signal right now, this guy is somewhere between 7 and 9. So on the RF gain, if I turn it to around 7, and you'll watch the meter here will rise. Eventually, I'll go past. See, it's past. So now I'm just there. What this will do is take out some of the background noise. So when he now if I tune off of him, now I'll turn the gain off now. Or the gain's all the way up now. You hear that noise? And we had him about there. So it was so much quieter. So we'll go back to him. Sometimes you have to turn the volume up a little bit. All right. So that's how that works. You've got your span button here. I usually keep it on 50 or 20. So if I hit 20, oops, hit 20, it gives a little bit more or a little bit less of the band. And then if I go back to 50, so you got a little more band there. Let me take it off of this multi. There we go. Now you can see that a little bit better. So let me span it again. Let's go to 10. See how big his signal got now? So if you really want to check out somebody's signal and maybe help them on the audio if you knew what to do with it, it might be a good thing to do. But I usually keep it around 50 or so. All right?
Whiskey Charlie 6 Delta. Right back from the dentist's office.
All right, let me turn this down. Okay, now you have your function knob here. The function knob has all these things. I'll read from left to right, top to bottom. Level, peak, marker, color, contrast, dimmer, memory group, mic gain, mic equalization, processor level, AMC level, Vox gain, Vox delay, anti-Vox. And then RF power, which is what I'm on right now, is what I have selected, as you see the box around it. Then Money off, keyer, which is, because the keyer is off right now, it's not lit up. Break in, CW speed, CW pitch, break delay, looks like. And then it has message, record, play. All that is if you hit the message that plays a message that you record, you can record a message, and the record will actually record either a message or it will record what we're listening to on the radio. I'm going to try and do that and see if that actually, I should be able to get that on my computer. So if I was to use headphones and videotape at the same time, you would hear me from my mic that I'm talking on now, and you would hear the people that I'm talking to through the radio audio off of the SD card. All right. And then the bottom down here, oh, you have AES S 60% and ASCF. I got a 700, just where I've kind of set it for now. I haven't played with it a whole lot. And then you go in the radio setting. This gets you into your deeper stuff. Get your back. Now I also watched a video where they were the person was having a hard time selecting these. I don't know if that was just radio or they fixed something. Maybe they fixed something since then. But I have no problem with it. But all those down there are your bigger menus, okay? The ones you don't go to in as often. And then we hit back and we go back to the screen. So that was the function now, and I showed you this does, so that's 40, and then one click is 35. Your AF gain over here is just your volume, guys. And then you have all your other, so select a band. We can select bands there. That'll go off after a few seconds. If I want to pick a different mode, there's all your different modes, including your data modes. I have done FT8 on this, guys. I don't think I have it set up perfect, but it works fine. I think I still have a couple of adjustments to make it Mine goes right back to USB instead of data U. It goes back to USB for some reason. That's just a setting I don't have set correctly, but it works fine. You have your noise blinker. If you look right there, there's the noise blinker on, off, and then you have your DNR, digital noise reduction, on and off there, same place. I have to say this thing is a lot better than the older Yaesus. My 991, I didn't ever use it because I didn't like it. This one you can set it up pretty good. It has quite a few settings. I'm not going to go into all that now, but around 5 or 6, it still sounds really good. Doesn't sound like the guy's underwater or anything like that. So down in here, there's a fine and fast tune, but like I told you guys before, I use this instead and leave that on fine. And then you have a reset for DSP reset. I've never touched that. All right, guys, so let's go on here. Let's bring the volume back up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to record this guy. So we're going to go into here. I'm going to go into record. And as you can see up here, there's a S record. So we're recording him right now. I'll turn it up a little bit, listen to what he says.
Okay, James, NI61, N6EFI, Nick over here in San Pedro. Yeah,
I will replay this
read the list.
right after
over here,
this.
like I said, went well at
Off of the
dentist
SD
office.
card, guys.
I didn't realize, she said the two fillings in
And you
that
won't hear my
one
voice
tooth
in
from
that
the
one,
backside
most
were
likely.
washing out, and they were starting to get a little
Okay,
bit of
let's
decay.
stop that. So you just hit
I'll
stop.
have to have that done after the first of the year. All
And we'll
right.
hit play.
This is Nick, N6EFI.
And we're on that one. If I hit play,
As best I can. Okay, hearing nothing.
and there's a record. And this function button here, knob, we'll turn it up and down.
Okay, James,
Okay.
NI61, N6.
So I'm going to hit pause. We'll go back, and now we're back to live again.
Okay, hearing nothing, I'll turn it over to Nick N6EFI to read the list.
Okay, James, NI6Y, N6EFI, Nick over here in San Pedro. Yeah, I can read the list. Everything's good over here, like I said.
So that's something that's pretty cool. I'm sure other radios do this. I know my SDR radios will do that. The Hermes Lite, the ELAB would do that, and I bet that the 705 does it too. I know it does record. Actually, I do know it record because I did do it once. It doesn't seem as easy as this one to do, but I have more Yaesus in my history, and it just make more sense to me. Not good or bad either way. All right, guys. So if there's anything else you guys want to know about this radio, and if this, as long as this video does pretty good and people seem like they want to know about it, I can try to answer your questions or do another video on it if it's something that looks important enough to make a video on. Okay, guys? So there you go. Hopefully you guys, that worked out really well for you guys, and the screen's clear enough and everything for you guys to see, hopefully. It's hard to record screen sometimes, guys. All right. That's about all I have today. Like I said, not a deep dive, just a quick overall of the radio. All right, guys. As you can see, I really do like this radio. It seems really quiet. My noise floor here is not too bad, so it's maybe not comparable to what you might have at your house if you have a higher noise level. Plus, I have like the Yagis. You guys saw that I have a Yagi, multiple Yagis actually that this radio can use, and those are also quieter than a regular antenna, only because it's all directional and you're blocking out everything else. Now, I'll probably go into more deeper dives and different things that this radio can do if I find out that this video was something people wanted to see. If not, then I probably won't put the time into it. But I really hope to. I hope people actually like this video and want to see more of this radio. I'll tell you what, guys. I don't think right now you can buy a bad radio. It doesn't matter if it's ICOM, Yaesu. Now Kenwood right now hasn't offered any new HF radios in quite a while, but the ones they do offer are also very good radios. They're just a little older style. So if you did get something out of this video, please hit that like. If you're new here, hit the bell, hit all. That way you'll get all my future videos, and it will link you to videos on this radio if you're interested in this radio automatically. So I'm Chuck, KK6USY. This is Ham Radio Ventures. Thanks for joining me today. I know your time is valuable, and I appreciate that you spend it with me. 73 all, and hope to get you guys on the airways, maybe on my new radio.